Hello and welcome to the Butterfield Alpaca Ranch YouTube channel. My name is Tasha and this is where I share with you my alpaca life. I have behind me Oliver, and in this video you will see why he's in this stall. But this is the day before shearing. No, day after tomorrow is shearing. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Day after tomorrow is shearing. So I have about a day and a half left to do whatever prep for shearing I can. So I'm in the girls' barn, and this is where we shear. This is where we have the largest area that is covered, that has light. We have 3 stalls over here that we use. So what I'm getting ready for is we keep all of our boys about 700 feet that direction in their own barn. We bring them over the day before. We put them in here, close off that door and this door so they can't see or hear the girls. I was gonna say or smell, I don't know, maybe they can. If they don't see the girls, then they're not gonna get all worked up and like have fights in here amongst each other. So try to limit their awareness of the girls. Now in the past I've had the girls right outside here because this is their dry lot area with, you know, a bale and all that stuff. This year what I'm going to do, Rum has been over here. I now have Epic over here with him. This is what I call their dry lot area, even though it's grassy. It's their dry lot area. Beyond that is a pasture that I have just for them. So those 2 guys I'm going to put out into the pasture. It's likely they'll already be there because right now that's pretty much where they're spending all their time. So I'll put them in that area, put the girls in their dry lot over here, block off that door so they can't see, maybe not hear, maybe not smell the girls. The weather's very nice. It's not projected to rain until the evening of shearing day, so we're in the clear. Last year it rained the night before. I had wet girls that almost did not get sheared. So, but this year, I think the last time it rained was like 2 days ago, and so it is 70s, 80s, actually tomorrow will be 90s, dry. So anyway, we'll put the girls over there for the night. Minimal proximity to the boys who will be in here. So in preparation for that, I am going to clean all this very, very well. One of the ways that the boys discern if girls are nearby is they smell the poop pile. And there's a pheromone in their poop or something in their poop that lets them know girls are here. So I need to clean up all this very, very well, which there's not a whole lot here anyway, which is good. They've been spending a lot of their time outside. So not a big job for me, but I do need to do it very well. And then I'm gonna keep the girls out of here for tonight and of course tomorrow night, because the boys, we're gonna bring them over later tomorrow, because they're basically all trapped in here and I don't wanna leave them here super long. But what I do is open up these double doors for the airflow and the light. Since I block off these 2 doors, we open up that. So that's what I'm going to do now, and also do some detail cleaning in this area here because that's where we're going to be collecting the fiber, labeling stuff. The pile of bags of fiber will go over there, and kind of like the hangout area for anyone who's not in here dealing directly with the shearing happening. So that's pretty much it. On that morning, I already know I'm going to have, Oliver is in his stall. He's gonna stay there till shearing. Roman and Billy will be in the other stalls because those 3 guys, they get very worked up. And I don't want them in here fighting or spitting or any of that. So they get their own stalls. Everyone else can be in here and there's plenty of space. I think that leaves 8 of them in this space. I'll take down those panels, so it'll be the full length of this. Plenty of space for them. They have the girls' water. Gotta fill that up. And we shear them first. We start at 7 a.m. Shear them first. As they get sheared, either they go back in, let's see, all these guys that go in the stalls, everybody goes in the stalls. We bring them out one at a time to shear them here. They will go back into a stall. Preferably, let's see if we can do it. Preferably you want sheared animals to not go back with unsheared animals, because you got like little seconds and little bits of fiber that are still, they're loose, but they're stuck on the sheared animal, and you don't want that transferring on to the unsheared animal and that getting mixed in with the fiber that you're about to shear off of that one. We don't always get that done. It's, you know, amongst the chaos, that doesn't always happen, but that's ideal. In past years, I have put them, once they're sheared, over here. With all of our guests this year, that's probably not going to happen. And with so few boys, we have 11 boys for this much space, we'll probably just kind of do that. Trying to use the, you see him? Try to use one stall for sheared animals. Then we load up all the boys on a trailer out there, take them back to their barn, and then we will gather all the girls from this section and bring them into the barn, into those stalls. The girls coming in after the boys, if there's poop in there and stuff, which of course there is, the girls do not have the same response to the boys' poop as the boys do to the girls' poop. So no problem there. Girls are much more calm. Isn't that interesting? So there is a story behind why he is here, and it actually started a couple of days ago. So what do you think this is all about? This is the corner of their pasture. What is going on? The only one I'm not seeing is Molly. We have Jessica there. And Winter way over there. I'm a little concerned. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Found Molly. But I also found Oliver. My concern with all those girls cushed over there in that corner, my very first thought was that someone was being bred and the other girls were cushed because they wanted to be bred too. And now he's playing King of the Hill. He is all full of himself now. Okay. Oliver. Look at it, he's panting. He has worked himself up, which makes me think he's been pretty busy. Molly's over here. Her mouth's hanging open. She's a spitter. Yeah. Spitter to other animals, I mean, like a defender. So either she's been spitting them off or they've been over here just on their own. Okay, Ollie, time to go into barn. Got your stall ready for you. Inside. Come on. Go on. I want you to go inside. Uh-huh. All right, you know the stall. He's really panting. All right. It's over in your stall. There's some water in there for you when you're ready. He has to calm himself down though. Go on in there. He's like, I already spent a night in there. I'm not very fond of that place. Come on, Ollie. No. We'll see. I need to go check the girls out. See if there's signs of breeding. Oh, okay. He decided he's going for it. Thank you, Oliver. And guess what? Shearing is day after tomorrow, and he's just gonna stay in here. Yeah, we have to find a solution to you. Yeah. You've had a full day, haven't you? Yeah. The nice thing about these pens, this barn was made for horses. So these stalls keep the llamas in, even when they're all worked up. They can't get out. He can't. He can't. Even though he's gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna go check out the girls. So the sound was so bad out in the pasture here because of the winds that I've decided just to do this voiceover while editing and to kind of fill you in on what was going on. So I did go out and find the girls in the pasture. Molly had come out with me. So she had calmed down a bit, her tail was down. And now I'm pointing out saying that the other day when I first was taking Oliver, when we found him in the middle pasture and I was wanting to take him back to the barn to keep him in a stall, I ran him along the bottom of that pasture and the girls were down there in the far corner grazing. Of course he found them and I was in my pickup, and so I was intentionally being disruptive and, you know, not letting him spend too much time there. But he did have an interest in Winter, so he was pursuing her and she was kind of freaking out. She's a maiden, she's never been bred or anything. She didn't know what he was doing, and so she didn't know what to do. But Jessica and Molly were there. They were kind of like, Molly was spitting at him, and that's why I said she's a spitter, because I had seen, you know, a couple days before that she was spitting, defending Winter. And regardless, so I saw that his intention there. Interestingly enough, he went for the llamas and not the alpacas. He wasn't interested in the alpacas. He was going for the llamas. And so I did get him back over to the barn that day. And so when I'm coming out now to look at these girls, you know, I am paying more attention to the llamas than the alpacas. And what I do notice, when I had first driven up, I was on the other side of the fence there. That was the previous footage. And if you remember, Jessica was standing while all the alpacas were cushed. You know, they're still cushed there, except for Breezy. I guess she finally decided to stand up. But here we have Jessica now cushed, but she was standing, her tail was up, and so it kind of caught my attention. And I'm looking here at Winter going, she doesn't seem to have been riled up. Like if she had been bred that day, she might be feeling a little differently, not as comfortable looking as she looks now. So I'm starting to pay closer attention to Jessica, because what I did notice earlier was there was some dark areas on her neck that looked like it could be blood. Not her blood, but blood transfer. And so now I'm approaching her, trying to get a better look Yes, I do see blood transfer on her neck. How could that get there? Breeding is a possibility. If Oliver had knocked his mouth onto something, and for whatever reason, maybe his mouth was bleeding, he would have transferred that onto her neck. The way that they breed and interact, that would definitely have happened. And what I'm seeing at this point is that there is some blood on Jessica's back end underneath her tail. There was a couple areas where there was blood. So between that and what was on her neck and the way that she is continuing to stand with her tail up rather than being in a cush position like the alpacas are, tells me that she had an experience. She likely was bred by Oliver and that he probably was pretty aggressive with her, which is unfortunate. But what I suspect happened, I shouldn't say what I know, what I suspect happened is that Oliver was breeding Jessica and he's making the orgling sound. That's the sound that the males make that cause the females to respond to cush, and then he gets on her. But that orgling sound would have been heard by the alpacas, and all of those girls would have cushed as well in anticipation of being bred themselves. So, and it's like a very soothing, I don't know if you've ever seen alpacas breed as a group. You know, what I saw there with them all cushed in the corner, I knew something was up. I knew it was very suspicious behavior. So anyway, yes, so I think Jessica got bred. And as I'm talking now, I think I'm saying if she got bred by Oliver, it's actually okay. You know, llama to llama, that's fine. I did not want Oliver to breed any of the alpacas, and I don't believe that he did. He went for a llama. However, he discerns a llama from an alpaca. He did, even though he can breed an alpaca. You know, Winter is a result of Jessica being bred by an alpaca, so you can crossbreed the two. But it's interesting that he knew a llama from an alpaca and he went for the llamas. And it's also okay that Jessica got bred because I know she is a good mom. And it's also May. It is mating season. Every spring and every fall, the boys seem to get a little extra, like their instincts tell them this is the season to breed, to create crias. I've had this happen before in the spring and the fall where the boys, maybe there's one boy that kind of gets like this and he causes some issues with the fences. So this is not our first time dealing with this. But it is going to be the first time that there's an oopsie cria. See, there I am zooming into the blood transfer on her neck, and I had seen over, you might be able to see over on her right neck, there's a little piece of fiber that is hanging out. So, and now I'm looking over Molly to see if maybe she got bred as well. Now, I think what happened here is, of course, Oliver was very excited. He had tried for about 3 days now to get with the girls. And I don't think he did previously. I didn't see any evidence in him or any of the girls that he had mated them. So I think his attempt there, for whatever reason, didn't happen. But on this day, I actually do think he was successful. And I think he was aggressive with Jessica because he had anticipated that for so long. He had so much energy that it came out as aggression on her. But by the time he finished with her, he probably was finished for a while. And you saw earlier when we caught up with him, he was breathing heavy. So it would have been from the mating process, and maybe he tried to go for Molly and she was just running around and he's chasing her, and she was not submitting to his woos. So however that happened, he ended up at the barn out of breath. Okay, I need to move the tractor out of the barn to get some cleaning done. I haven't driven a tractor in quite a while, so let me see if I remember how to do this. Got it. Yes. You made a lot of drama today, Oliver. A lot of drama. His innocence is now gone. Yeah. He's such a sweetie. He is such a sweetie. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. And in the next video, we will show you shearing day and how that went, and the continued saga of Mr. Oliver. We will see you then. Bye.